I work customs at Sydney Airport. An American lady approached my desk, slapped down her passport, and announced, "I'm here for 2 weeks." "Don't stamp it," I blinked. "Ma'am, we need to stamp." "I collect passports," she interrupted. "Clean pages only. I've been to 43 countries and every single one respected my request." I explained Australia requires entry stamps. She leaned in. "Do you know who processes my travel insurance?" "I work for Delta. I literally know international law." This is the level of absurd confidence I track full-time, so you don't have to. Most channels tell stories. I decode patterns. If you value depth over noise, you belong here. This is Australian law, ma'am. She opened her passport to show me the pristine pages. See? 43 countries. 0 stamps. Because I asked nicely, and they understood professionalism, I stamped her passport. She gasped like I'd slapped her. Demanded my supervisor. Threatened to call the American embassy. Said she'd report Australia to the travel board. My supervisor arrived, looked at the stamp, looked at her. "Ma'am, that's how passports work." She left muttering about filing a complaint with Qantas. "Lady, Qantas doesn't control border security." A guy at baggage claim asked where the wallabies and kangaroos were. I said they're not at the airport. He seemed genuinely disappointed. "But this is Australia." "Yes, sir. The wildlife stays in the wild." Another woman asked if we still use dollars or switch to euros. "We've never used euros. But you're part of the Commonwealth." "That's not how currency works. Here's what happens when American confidence meets Australian customs." Melbourne Airport, January. An American family arrived wearing winter coats. Dad marched to the information desk. "Your weather app is broken." Our staff member smiled. "What seems to be the problem?" "It says 35 degrees. It's clearly 75 minimum." "My phone has international settings." She paused. "Sir, that's Celsius." He pulled out his phone. "I'm aware of Celsius. I'm not stupid. But look outside. People are in t-shirts. That's not 35 degrees. That's dangerous cold." 35 Celsius is 95 Fahrenheit. He stared at her. "Sargandit, then why does the app say 35? "Because Australia uses Celsius. But the app is American." She explained his app was showing local temperature in local units. He insisted American apps should display Fahrenheit everywhere for consistency. He wanted to know who to contact about fixing it. "Your phone has a setting. I shouldn't have to. Change my phone for one country." Most people stop at the laugh. I dig into what it reveals about cultural wiring. If that kind of insight matters to you, hit subscribe now. It keeps this level of analysis showing up in your feed. He left wearing his coat. His wife was sweating. I handed a woman the customs form. She read it, then looked up. "This asks if I'm bringing in food." "Yes, ma'am. I have granola bars in my purse." "You'll need to declare those." She laughed. "They're sealed. From Target." I explained Australia has strict biosecurity laws. She rolled her eyes. "It's a granola bar, Nature Valley. You can buy them here." "We still need to declare." "This is insane. Do you know how much trade happens between our countries? You think my granola bar is a threat?" She tapped the form. "I'm not declaring a sealed snack. That's bureaucratic nonsense." I explained the fines. She switched tactics. "Fine. Where's your trash can?" "You can't dispose, so I can't bring it in, and I can't throw it away." "What am I supposed to do? Eat 5 granola bars right now?" "Or declare them." She declared them. The officer found 6 undeclared apples in her checked bag. "Those were for the plane." She got a warning and a lecture. Later complained our rules were anti-American because freedom includes food choices. Security line, Brisbane. An American businessman tried to skip ahead. I stopped him. He flashed his boarding pass. "Priority boarding." "That's for the plane, sir." "This is security." He looked confused. "I paid for priority." Priority boarding doesn't include security. Then what am I paying for? Getting on the plane first. He shook his head. This is backwards. In America, priority means priority everywhere. That's the point. You're telling me I paid extra for nothing. I explained he still gets priority boarding. He wanted to speak with someone about the false advertising. Said he'd been sold a service that Australia wasn't honoring. Sir, every country has security queues. Not for priority passengers. Yes, for priority passengers. He muttered about American Express the whole time. After security, he discovered priority boarding meant waiting in a different line, not skipping ahead of families. Asked if he could get a refund for the principle of it. Gift shop, Sydney Airport. American woman approached the counter holding flip-flops. Excuse me, these are mislabeled. The clerk smiled. How so? The sign says thongs. These are flip-flops. In Australia, we call them thongs. The woman's face went red. That's inappropriate. There are children in this store. Ma'am, it's just what we call... I don't care what you call them. That word has a specific meaning in English, and it's not beach footwear. She demanded to speak with management about the vulgar signage. The manager arrived. What seems to be the problem? Your signs are pornographic, he blinked. Our signs about thongs? See, you're saying it again. He explained Australian English. She insisted there's only one English, and Australia was using slang incorrectly. Said she'd seen proper English in England and this wasn't it. But this is Australia. English is English. She bought the flip-flops, left a review calling us crude and inappropriate for families. Gave us 2 stars because the thongs themselves were acceptable quality despite the offensive marketing. Airport Cafe, Adelaide. American ordered out regular coffee. Barista asked to clarify. A flat white? No, a regular coffee. Medium, black. So a long black? He sighed. I don't know what that means. Regular, coffee. She explained Australian coffee terms. He interrupted. This is too complicated. I just want coffee. Why are you making this difficult? I'm trying to get your order right, sir. Regular, coffee, 3 words. Same language. She made him a long black. He took 1 sip and returned. This is wrong. What's wrong with it? It's too strong. I wanted regular coffee. That is a regular black coffee here. It tastes like espresso. We use espresso machines for all our coffee. He stared. Even regular coffee? We don't have drip coffee. His face went blank. How do you not have regular coffee? This is an airport. He wanted to know where the real coffee was. She suggested a different cafe. He checked. They also didn't have drip coffee. He bought instant coffee from the convenience store. Complained on social media that Australia doesn't understand coffee, despite literally having coffee culture. Charging station, Perth Airport. American man held up an adapter. This is a scam. The attendant looked over. What is? This adapter. It's twice the price of the American one. Our outlets are different. I know they're different. That's the scam. Why are they different? Different countries have different... That's not an answer. Who decided Australia needed special outlets? He held up his charger. This is universal. It works in 40 countries, but not here. The attendant explained electrical standards. The man cut him off. I'm an engineer. I know about voltage. I'm asking why Australia chose to be incompatible on purpose. We didn't choose, someone chose. Someone decided to use a plug that nobody else uses. And now I have to buy this. He waved the adapter. It's protectionism. You're forcing tourists to buy Australian products. The adapter works with any... I know how adapters work. I'm saying it shouldn't be necessary. He bought it anyway. Later complained the adapter was too big and deliberately inconvenient, and claimed Australia did it to seem special. Final boarding call, Cairns Airport. An American woman asked when we'd switch to normal time zones. Ma'am, we use our local time. Right. But when does it switch to real time? Like Pacific Standard? I stared. This is Australian Eastern Standard Time. But when do you display American time? We don't. She genuinely looked confused. How do people know when to call home? They convert the time zones. That seems really complicated. Wouldn't it be easier if everyone used the same time? That's not how Earth works, ma'am. She pulled out her phone. My phone shows American time. See? It's possible. Your phone is set to your home time zone. Exactly. It works. Why don't the airport clocks do that? She suggested we display both times for international travelers. I explained that would confuse locals. She said locals could just learn the dual system. Ma'am, this is Australia. We use Australian time. But you're an international airport. She left, shaking her head, muttering about customer service. The thing about these stories, they're daily occurrences. American tourists arrive expecting the world to work like home, then act shocked when it doesn't. They're not mean people, just genuinely baffled that other countries have different systems. The confidence is what makes it comedy gold. If you found yourself nodding or laughing because it's true, imagine having this kind of clarity on tap every week. That's what subscribing does. It keeps you 3 moves ahead of the next cultural meltdown. And tomorrow, another American will ask why our money looks fake and whether we accept real dollars. The roasting continues. Always.